Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
They've won 7 in a row. They've been dominant at Citi Field. Lindor's been insane. Pete Alonso's been raking.
Griffin Canning, David Peterson, those guys have pitched really, really well. And when you put it together with that lineup, especially like you said, Lindor's been great. They've got the makings of something very special in Queens.
Pharrell, Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
Derek Carr has called it a career after 11 NFL seasons.
I think they knew before the draft that they had to make a move at this point. And by the way, Derek Carr did have a pretty good career, made as many Pro Bowls as Eli Manning. So based on that, he should go to the Hall of Fame like Eli Manning. Well, Eli Manning does have a couple rings at that point, but always wanted to take a shot at Manning, who should not actually be in the Hall of Fame. Shouldn't be questioned an under 500 quarterback for his career. Stop the man.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple of
15.5 points live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
The question is, will Pete Rose and Joe Jackson now get in? We'll break that down here and have some fun at the Colorado Rockies' expense as well. So what's going on, my friend? How are you this evening?
Good to see you, sir. I'm good. Yes, this is the North Stars jersey, but it's the only thing I got that would recognize the Dallas Stars playing tonight and the Winnipeg Jets. So we'll have hockey. That's coming up soon. We'll get some bets in with that. Of course, we got baseball. We got hoops. We got a big first half lead, which I don't even want to mention, you being the Celtics guy, and what happened. Yeah, you feeling the pain of that one? Like a lot of people were asking between you and Peralta and everyone that I know that's a Celtics fan, they're like, hey, how are your boys? I'm like, they're fine. It's done. It's over. It's a game. It's over. Relax.
Yeah. Me and Matty got into a little verbal tweet last night, war. I just carried it over into today as well. So he's defending the Celtics. I'm ripping them. I don't know how anybody can defend the Celtics. So, listen, you want to defend them because they won one championship? They should have 2, 3, maybe 4. Okay. To me, it's filled with a bunch of losers. I'm done with them. I don't care that they're not going to win this series. I don't care if they do. Done, kaput, from top to bottom. Brad Boy Wonder Jr. there never won a big game in his life. It goes all the way down. Every close game, every big game, go back to Butler days. I'm done. Done.
Wow. Done. Okay. Just get that off your chest early. That's good. That's fine.
Just got to get out of the way.
Yeah, these things have to, it's better when you get them out. Don't hold them in. So it's done? Are you saying it's done before we get to tonight and 5 on the line and everything? They're not winning another game? Or
no.
Can they win game 5?
They're losing. They're going to lose. What are the next play? Thursday, tomorrow. They're not going to win. If they couldn't win with Jason Tatum, how are they going to win without him? Their bench
That's
stinks.
A very good question. They're favored.
They're
favored by 4.5.
Crazy. That's crazy. Really. So, Jason, isn't it amazing how these 27, 28, 29-year-old athletes all blow out their Achilles, yet the 49 and add on a few years referee, my Achilles are fine. I go up and down the court, somehow or another. I can go up and down the court. But these 25-year-old athletes are all blowing out their Achilles. Kyrie, Jason Tatum.
I wouldn't even say that out loud. All right, and you got a big weekend to probably refereeing, right? So don't start stretching, because I know you don't stretch. Tie up those hokas tight. Let's get to this 5 on the line, because we got to give people these trends. They've been working out pretty good overall season ahead. Took a tough one last night with that San Diego Padres marathon. I don't even want to discuss it, but go ahead.
That's worse. I feel worse about that game, I think, than I do the Celtics. So here we go, 5 on the line. Time to give our 5 best trends in the games later on tonight, or starting in just a couple of moments. All right, let's go right back to the well with number 5 on our countdown, 5 down to 1. That's the Stankies winning again in Seattle. Now 14-6 there, you see, in Seattle. It's amazing. I mean, Seattle's generally been a halfway decent team over the years, but the Stanks, for whatever reason, have had a lot of success there. They're 5-1 also their last 6 games, and Seattle's 2-6 their last 8. So don't make this stuff harder than it has to be, right? Give me the Stanks. Minus 142 at Seattle.
Yankees have 56 runs scored in their last 6 games. That's 9.3 runs a game. And they hit yesterday 4 home runs in a game for the 6th time this season. That's the most in games in Major League Baseball that's happened. There's 74 home runs, or 10 more than the Los Angeles Dodgers, who are second. So home runs, Yankees, good thing. Tonight, that total's low. I like that over, too, but I like the Yankees again.
Yeah. The only thing that's kind of, we'll break it down a little bit later on, but what's weird is the Yankees, without Fried on the hill, were bigger favorites with Schmidt than they are tonight.
Yeah. That's because of the woo. That's because of the woo.
A little weird, right? All right, number 4 on our countdown. Baseball again. Kansas City. Boy, I tell you what, you talk about red hot. It's paying attention to the Royals. They've had a pretty easy schedule, but 17-4, you see there is 17-4. So we're getting odds. Where are we going to go? Give me Kansas City. Plus 120 at Houston. They beat them last night. Why not again tonight?
Play makes sense. I always caution when you got to play against Valdez for Houston. So
yes, he's good.
That's the one. That's the caveat here. But yes, you ride a team like Kansas City when they're hot. You keep playing them. Plus money, good thing.
Yep. Trends don't care about who's pitching. I'll tell you that. Baseball number 3 on our countdown here. Let's go to the Dodgers. 15-3 at home. Not quite the success on the road where they're only 500, but at home, 15-3 is tough. And 12 of those 15 wins have come by 2 runs or more. So we're going to lay the 1.5. I'm not going to let, minus 2 change with some stiff on the hill tonight. So give me the Dodgers minus 1.5 against Oakland.
The catch sometimes with the Dodgers is when they face a left-handed starter, which Springs is tonight for the A's. So other than that, can't really make a case for taking the A's. So, yes, let's go Dodgers. Let's go run line. Let's go and score a bunch of runs.
All right. Number 2, another baseball, because the NBA really didn't have that much tonight. So baseball number 2 on our countdown. How about Texas under? Another one hit last night against the pathetic Rockies, right? 2-1. This Texas team couldn't hit the red of a paper bag. Under, number 1 under team in all of baseball. 28-13-1. More importantly, 17-4 at home under. So where are we going to go? Under 8.5, right? Texas versus Colorado.
It's funny because I don't know what the number would have to be for me to go, you know what, we should play that over. Like 8.5, we're good. 8, I still think under. I mean, we might have to get to a ridiculous, really good pitching matchup type number, 7.5 for me to say, you know what? All right, now I'll play it over. But, Texas unders are good.
All right, that leaves us with just one. The coup de grace, creme de la creme. Number 1 trend on the line. You see it there. 10-1 under last 11 matchups. Winnipeg versus Dallas in the NHL. So, what's our number 1 trend? Number one trend play under 5.5. I know it's real hard to go it under in a playoff game, but this series has been at least 2-1 under 5.5. Dave, Winnipeg at Dallas.
I have all the Dallas stuff on. I like Dallas for the side. Little nerve-wracking betting that under because of the way that goals and empty nets and all that other stuff. I think team total under Winnipeg. If you don't like the game under total, you can go team total under for Winnipeg is the other way to attack it. But those 5 right there, that looks pretty good, Scott. What do you think? 3-2, 4-1?
I'm hoping 4-1. We don't have any monster favorites in there because we're laying a 1.5. So, you know, right. A 3-2 is actually a winning night, unlike with last night where it broke even because you had to lay 2-1 on San Diego.
Yeah.
So I take 3. Oh, that was it. Oh, what a tough one that was. All right, we'll check the baseball board and the NBA when we come back.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this once?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the game starts so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
And welcome back. It is In-Game Live Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 1 of our 2-hour extravaganza. Hockey has just gotten underway. Halftime approaching the NBA playoff game. We'll get to that in a second. And obviously a full slate of baseball. But they did just drop the first puck here, Dave, in the NBA or the NHL. So, Dal, you kind of alluded to it. I think you like Dallas. I love Dallas as well. It's kind of a morbid thought, like, you know, pull over on the side of the road and watch the accidents occur with Connor Hellebuck. I'm really more curious, without having a major dog in the fight, of like, is this poor guy going to give up, 4, 5 goals? You know, the over-under on Dallas was 3.5 plus money. I don't know if that's the better way to go. getting odds with a team that's minus 150, 155 or so, or just play Dallas and don't worry about it? Maybe it is a 2-1 game.
I think it's personal choice. I think either one there is. I don't know if one's better than the other. I still like the Winnipeg team total under because I like Ottinger. Like I like what Dallas is doing. So if I can control that part with my bet, and I don't have to worry about what Hellebuck does or what he doesn't do. The storyline that will come out of this game is if Winnipeg wins, it's going to be because Hellebuck does do whatever he has to do to make enough saves to hold Dallas to under 3 goals, and they win the game 3-2, 2-1, 2-0, something like that. So I think the ticket for Winnipeg is tied to the under, and I think if you like Dallas, you're probably leaning over. But the game should go under. You saw the trends. I mean, the trends, like, they run pretty true in the hockey once the series gets going. The numbers get, it's almost like rinse and repeat. You just know what the number's going to be. You put it up and let people bet it.
Yeah. Speaking of which, if you missed the trends, real quickly, Stanks 14-6 against Seattle in Seattle. So they're our number 5 team. We got Kansas City on a great 17-4 run. They're our number 2 team or 4 team on the list against Houston, getting odds. Dodgers 15-3 at home. We'll lay a run and a half against Oakland / Sacramento. Texas under, number 1 under team, so we're going to go under 8.5 Texas and Colorado. And then the number 1 trend, Winnipeg and Dallas, including 2-1 in this series, 10-1 under their last 11 meetings. So under 5.5, Winnipeg, Dallas, the number 1 trend on the board for the game itself. So, yeah, I like Winnipeg. Not a bad way to go with that under, or I like Dallas, rather. Not a bad way to go with the under. 2.5 goals for Winnipeg. So
the good thing is nothing has happened yet. They're about almost 4 minutes in, and nothing has happened. So the line is still the same. So if you missed it pregame, you can get it in game. Minus 160 looks like on the money line, and 5.5 under, though the juice is up to minus 140. So the book knows the time is running and ain't no goals being scored. So you better grab that total if you're going to go under, because it's going to be heavily juiced here without a goal in the next few minutes.
All right. Halftime now in Cleveland. Little surprised at the score in that it's 56-52 Cleveland. They were leading by, I know it was double digits, it was around 14-15 or so. And then Indiana made a nice little run. Not surprised it's a lower scoring one. Gave out the boys a little hunch play on the under. It's been an over series. As far not only this series, but regular season and everything else. But I had this pegged as a 120-101 win for somebody. I wasn't sure which team Donovan Mitchell is playing. All the guys are playing for Cleveland, so I would lean towards them. But I didn't think it would, 3-1 games back in the city where the team is trailing 3-1. You got to be really, really on your game, Indiana, to be focused for this one, right? Because you took a commanding 3-1 series lead. That's why I don't think it'll be competitive, and that's why I think the under's going to hit. But so far, the under looks good, but it is competitive, 56-52.
Yeah. The biggest lead of the game so far for Cleveland was 19, Scott. 19, they led by 19, which seems to kind of be a pattern of teams in the East leading and then the other team coming back. You would think once you get a 19-point lead, you can at least maintain a 10-point lead and get this thing to Game 6. But Indiana outscored them 33-25 in the second quarter. Alas, we have a 4-point game. The in-game number is 7.5. The in-game total is 226.5. I can't believe it's minus 350 on the money line on Cleveland. That's exceptionally high for a 4-point game. That's different. These books and algorithms are running different numbers than when I used to do it only a couple years ago. Know what a 4-point game or a 7.5-point spread. I don't think that's a little excessive. Does Cleveland win? By the time we get to the end of the show, does Cleveland win this basketball game?
No. I think they survived the storm. I think they have to be going into that locker room saying, you know what? We can win this. Let's end this thing now. We were down 19 and the place was going bonkers and everything else, and all of a sudden we're only down 4. We basically won that first half. We survived the initial surge that you knew the Cavaliers were going to have. So I think in the end, I think they're the better team. Man, they're playing great basketball. They really are. They got a better record. We talked about it. They have a better record from January 1st than Cleveland does. As great as Cleveland's season has been, in the end, just flying under the weeds there, just like they actually have a better record. I think they get it done tonight. I think they get it done, and you know how I feel about the Knicks. We could have 3 series literally end in 5 games. Because I'd be surprised if Minnesota didn't beat Golden State right at home. So that's probably going to end in 5.
I think
and then
that
tonight
is the one that I think most likely happens, right? Of the 3 that could do it. I think Minnesota is the one that probably should close in 5. I'll say this. I think by the time we get to the end of the show, I think Cleveland will actually win. I don't think they're going to cover, but I think they're going to win. I think they're going to survive tonight at home. Cleveland advances it, and then we'll have something else at least to talk about later in the week. I don't think Cleveland's going to win 3 in a row, win the series. I really don't.
Tell you could have, Dave, if it ends up, we looked at it on the podcast again, if all these series do end in 5, except for obviously, Denver and OKC, and that one ends in 6, you could have literally a week off in between the conference championship games and the NBA finals because everything's just ending so quickly.
Yeah.
So,
all right.
I don't think that's what the NBA wants. So you know how the NBA, NBA generally gets what they want. SGP coming up next.
Still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding it's a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I don't know what he was doing taking step-back threes at the end of that regulation when he's got bigs on him and he should be driving to the hole.
It's already bad enough that I'm playing with all these NBA and D1 studs that are unstoppable, and I'm the worst one there, and I can still ball with them. But if I start calling fouls, they'll revoke my privileges. Like, I man up when I play with them.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day on the Grid. Third segment, hour number 1. You know what time it is. Time for our SGP Same Game Parlay. All right, since we've already designated our 2K play on the Celtics as a loser, we need to go big time tonight. So forget about the 4, 5, 6, 7 to 1. That's for the that's for the minor leaguers. We're going big leagues. We're going to the show tonight. So we got a 6-legger NBA game number, 5? Denver and OKC. We're going to grab the Nuggets, getting 10.5. When we put this in, it was 10.5. I know it might be down to 10 in some circles. I think it's a monster number. Listen, I understand OKC was phenomenal in the regular season, winning by double digits, but that's not been the case in this postseason. It's been a dead-even series, hence 2-2. It's been a dead-even regular season series, 2-2. So you want to give me 10 points in a critical game 5? I'll take that. Got to go with Isaiah Hartenstein. A double-double at +2 to 1. The dude averages a double-double. Now, he's only had actually one in this series, but he does average a double-double. So let's hope that he balances it out and gets a double-double here at 2 to 1. We're going to use the Joker. A triple-double. Again, we know he averaged a triple-double in the regular season. He's going to be the main focus, no doubt, for Denver. Again, pivotal game 5. They win this one. They get game 6 at home. I'm expecting a big night out of him. Give it a Joker to get at least one steal. I think the defense will pick up. It's a game 5, -670. I'm going to go with Jamal Murray a steal for Denver as well, -245. And then we'll go Gilchrist Alexander a steal at -580. So we're going to use steals tonight because I do think in a game 5, you're not going to have the crazy scoring. Defense is going to pick up. Add it all up, nice little fat 19 to 1 or so. How about that?
Wow. I don't know if this is the big leagues. I know you're swinging for the fences. This is the big leaguers don't usually take a 6-item, 6-piece parlay and try to get that Celtics money back at 19 to 1. I like the payout. This is bad. This is right. This is exactly what we're doing here. The Jokic one, triple-double. Concerned about that one. That's the one for me most concerning. I actually like OKC tonight to cover too. I think
really.
Yeah, I do, and I hope I'm wrong for your same game parlay. Yes, I think they survived the storm. You were talking about that with like Indiana at the half and what everything.
Right.
Everything was going wrong. It started out right, but everything was going wrong, and OKC could have folded. They found a way to win a game on the road against Jokic and said, not defending champions, but champions 2 years ago. I think it was a big moment for a young team. I think they have a great first half today. I like them in the first half, and I like them to get a big lead. Maybe give it up and get inside that 10 number, but I'd like OKC tonight.
All right, we'll see. Zigzag system would have Denver since they lost game 4.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
They won at OKC, earlier in the series, so they can. Generally, I'll take 10 points. I think it's a monster spread. So you have it right when everything is said and done. You never know. So
we'll see.
Baseball board. What's that?
I said no. We'll see. This is what we do. Go. Yeah.
All right. Baseball board had a couple of rainouts earlier, so we're got somewhat limited schedule. Red Sox lead Detroit 4-3. Again, the Red Sox pick them. Boy, the boys in Vegas just love this Red Sox team. I don't know why. They're a 500 team in their base. They are not basically. They're a pick 'em against Detroit, which has the best record in the American League. They are leading 4-3, bottom of the 6th inning. I will say that.
I think it's one of those situations where when you get the pitcher like Bello, where you know what you're getting, and then you have a pitcher in Holton who you don't know what you're getting. It swings it a little bit. I mean, it closed out in Vegas, Detroit -120. So money did come on the Tigers later. 4-3 though, good baseball game. Might be an opportunity to play the Tigers. Rays and the Blue Jays 4-3 in the 5th. Blue Jays have been hot and they're getting even money right now. That's a spot for me.
I can't figure this Toronto team out. I love them tonight. I thought for sure at home against stinking Tampa Bay. Already? Don't tell me it's the Dallas. Poor Elway. We'll tell you when we come back. Gotta be Dallas. Yeah, it is. Wow. Okay.
still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I don't know what he was doing taking step-back threes at the end of that regulation when he's got bigs on him and he should be driving to the hole.
It's already bad enough that I'm playing with all these NBA and D1 studs that are unstoppable, and I'm the worst one there, and I can still ball with them. But if I start calling fouls, they'll revoke my privileges. Like, I man up when I play with them.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott, Dave, hour number one. The update from the hockey, it was Dallas that scored. Poor Connor Hellebuck. I mean, he doesn't know if he's coming or going. 1-0 Dallas midway through the first period. We'll update the lines on that. Let's bring in our first guest of the evening, though, Dave. Justin Perry, our good buddy from ShotQualityBets.com, fantasy baseball writer at PitcherList.com, HoopsHQ.com as well. I know what we're going to do. We're going to do NBA and baseball, actually, with you, Justin. So since we are doing a little baseball, I will throw it out there. We put a poll question out a little while ago. Go to @OppositePicks, @SportsGrid, @SportsGrid TV, and also Sports BK Consig. Pete Rose, the announcement coming out, or BK, I said BS.
Yep.
Pete Rose, Joe Jackson be in the Hall of Fame now that they are, or at least will be eligible.
Ooh, man. Are they going to be or should they be? I think they are likely going to be. That seems to be the stance. As for should, I'm pretty heavy in terms of anti-betting, in terms of ever having, betting on it as a professional. And my personal opinion is they should have done the same thing to Calvin Ridley. So I'm a little strict about it. I don't want it anywhere near it, which is a little hypocritical because I do it professionally, but I also don't play sports professionally. So I don't know. It's not my place. My opinion doesn't really matter, but that's how I would play it.
All right, before we get to the baseball, then let's just get this out of the way. Wetzel, Celtics fan. You, not a Celtics fan, actually. The Knicks. This has been a pretty good week for you and Knicks fans in general. Is it over, Justin? Is it over? Will you say that the Knicks are going to win this series? Is it over?
I mean, it's really hard to win 3 games in a row in the NBA. So especially without your star and maybe, with the hangover from the success they've had. And I think it's all but over. If the Knicks go in and look great tomorrow, yeah, they could finish it. They could fold. The towel could effectively be thrown in, but I don't think that's the way the Celtics are. They're going to fight. It's probably going to be a good first half, and then we'll see. If the Celtics can win that game, I think the door is wide open because we've seen the Knicks struggle. Again, the problem would be even if they do somehow steal Game 6, how are they going to also be able to go in and get Game 7 at home, that third in a row with the Knicks sort of charging up, waiting, saying, all right, we just need to get one of the next 3. That's one of the most dominant positions in the NBA as we know it, with how the game's played right now. It's just, we saw the Knicks. The only reason I think they folded in game 3 is because of how hard it is to go 3 in a row. So, yeah, effectively done, but you're going to see some sharps take Boston because they do have, I think, the ability to step up, maybe more so than people think without Tatum.
Yeah, and a wounded Porzingis. Who knows what's going on with that dude as well? They're going to lose. They're going to lose Game 5, Justin. They are. I'm resolved to that. I did think Indiana had a shot tonight, though. They're down. They were down 4 at halftime. It's just started the third quarter, 60-52, so that they are hanging around. Who'd you like, Cleveland and Indiana?
I had Cleveland tonight. I think they are the side you want to have. I took Hunter as my prop of the day on the over. Got that one at like 9.5. I think he had 8 points. Of course, our shot quality software that we use for our show that we use live betting on, we're going to do that later tonight. We have this one currently graded as just a 3-point game. So Pacers expected to be hanging around right now with it just being, 8 points. A little cold from Miles Turner. Expect him, Naismith, all these guys maybe to get involved. Of course, seeing Tyrese Halliburton shoulder the load. So if the Cavs can shut him down, I don't know where else Indiana can turn. So watch out for those adjustments. If they are able to get in front of Halliburton, deny him the ball, maybe get in his face, all of the above. You have to with a guy like him when he's playing like this. I don't know where they go. So if Halliburton continues to reign free, Indiana's going to stick around. But if they can get in his face, everyone else seems cold or worse.
Denver OKC is tied 2-2 in games, but it doesn't feel like it is. It just, when you look at the prices in the book, and I mean, OKC's minus 105 to win the NBA championship. They're huge favorites tonight. It's 10.5 pretty much across the board in all the different markets. There's a little bit of steam to the over tonight. Any side, total, prop, anything you like tonight before you go and do your show with OKC and Denver?
Yeah, I think, honestly, this is a spot to take those 10 points, maybe even the parlay with the money line for the favorite. I think this is one of those beautiful spots where, you're going to see this game maybe be at the point where the models in the market and everything we know about how basketball works. Yes, this could be at 13, 10 points with a minute left, but they could whittle it down to 7 or 8 or even 5, and that meaningless 5 points, it gets pushed back up to like 7, finishes right there where you want it with the plus 10. I think it's just a little bit too big. I know Denver has maybe been a little bit lucky in this series. We've seen some of these games maybe go a bit differently than expected. Nuggets have, of course, the tenure, the championship, the expected MVPs are both here. We don't, but this has been a series where I think both teams have honestly seen some shots go in we didn't expect. 150 points in that one game. This is a spot where I think we see Oklahoma City establish themselves, put them in that check spot, and be 1 win away. I like the money line the most. I don't even hate laying the price. It feels pretty good, sort of like how it felt, taking Cavs tonight. I think they get it done. I just don't know if they cover the spread.
All right. How about a little baseball? We got 4 West Coast games, 2 monster favorites with the Dodgers and San Diego Padres. Then we got the Yankees game, and then we got San Fran and Arizona. How are we attacking the late night baseball tonight?
Yeah, I think both those big favorites probably get it done on the money line. If you like those parlays, you want to just take the teams to win, which I never hate doing. Trust the market a little bit. Padres, Dodgers, both to capitalize on a weaker opponent and just their dominant play right now. I mean, both these teams are absolutely locked in. And Dodgers are missing Teoscar Hernandez, who is one of their best run batted in guys. This Dodger team is so scary. But as for those other games, great spot for the Yankees to drop a game. 2 solo dingers for Trent Grisham last night. Notoriously tough park to play in. Brian Wu off a pretty bad start. But again, every peripheral for this guy looks awesome. Pretty sure he's going in with a .79 whip to this game. There's just not going to be a lot of guys on base for Aaron Judge to drive in. And again, it's going to be like a solo home run for Judge, maybe another run. But I do think this is a spot where the Mariners could probably get some runs. So for a good price, a home team as a dog, I don't hate this if you're looking for a late night, good price EV plus bet. It's always profitable taking the bet against the Yankees long term.
That sounded personal. I don't know. I mean,
no,
the
it's
Yankees
math. It's just a tax. You're never going to get a good price. Everyone wants to bet this team. They're popular. It's very hard to go on the road to Seattle and be that type of favorite. I know there's a lot of respect for what they're doing for Grisham, for Judge, for Wells. They got a great lineup, but I'm telling you, this Brian Wu kid is a reason to look at that underdog price tonight. And again, I've watched the Yankees for a long time. Maybe I'm a little sour from last year, but they always seem to let those little struggles on the West Coast trip. It happens. It happens. Take a plus money on the money line, maybe even like an alternate run line on the Mariners tonight. Because if the Yankees lose, it's going to be like 5-2.
Okay.
How about
I like the over. Go ahead, Scott. Go ahead. No,
I was
go
going to
ahead.
ask about I know you like Dylan Cease and Landon Knack as well, right, tonight?
Yeah, I mean, both those guys honestly looking like they have a little bit of those peripheral numbers indicating a better performance. So I think if you like looking into some of those earned run props, trying to get in on those pitchers, I think this is a good spot, maybe against some of those teams that are a bit spotty, right? You're not exactly going to get the best type of offense out of, well, I mean, look, the A's have been pretty good, right? But it's going to be an interesting spot because I think these guys maybe given up a few more runs than expected this season. I love diving into that, trying to figure out maybe who has better stuff than what their results are indicating. And I think Knack is in a good spot, especially behind this Dodgers team, to maybe get out of there with those 2 runs given up instead of 3 or 4.
All right, good job, Justin. As always appreciated. Check out all his work, all the picks, all the analysis, and everything else. ShotQualityBets.com, also at PitcherList.com, and Hoops HQ for his NBA stuff. Justin, great job. We'll do it again soon. Thanks.
Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding a team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I don't know what he was doing taking step-back threes at the end of that regulation when he's got bigs on him and he should be driving to the hole.
It's already bad enough that I'm playing with all these NBA and D1 studs that are unstoppable, and I'm the worst one there, and I can still ball with them. But if I start calling fouls, they'll revoke my privileges. Like, I man up when I play with them.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The 2 guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day on the Grid. Again, thanks Justin Perry for joining us as he does from time to time here on SportsGrid in Game Live on this now Tuesday evening. So let's recap all the things that are going on here. Dave, hockey, Dallas with an early goal, well, midway through the first period anyway. Into first, leading the Winnipeg Jets 1-0, trying to take a 3-1 series lead. The numbers, they're minus 340 already. Wow, that's from 150 basically 160 to 340 with a 1-0 lead in the final minute and change of the first period. Some of these numbers are just crazy. I mean, if you liked Winnipeg, getting them at plus 250, if you were going to double down, would not be the worst thing in the world to do right now. I don't like Winnipeg, so I would not do that, but I must say, the over-under is still 5.5. It's just heavily juiced to the under at minus 180 and change or so. Surprised at anything in this game?
No, really. I mean, other than Winnipeg has 11 shots on goal, and the puck has been down in the Dallas end more. They only have 5 shots on goal. But again, they have a 1-0 lead. So they play a little bit differently. Now, it might be a little bit early to be playing this way. Winnipeg has to throw the kitchen sink at him, Scott. There's no other way about it. 13-9 the last 22 road games. They know how to do it. But 29-12 to the under, or does that say 26-12 to the other, over for the Stars. So I think the game's still going under. It's minus 150. I got it here in my book on the juice under. I am surprised at what's going on in Cleveland. And I'm not talking about the Guardians. I'm talking about the Cavaliers. It's
not me.
Now, Pacers leading the game. 65-64. Just like that. Wow. 7 minutes left in the third quarter. Man. I know. You said it. We'll keep an eye on it.
Wouldn't it be
we'll be able
great?
to take off Cleveland off of that board right there. Halliburton 6 from 9 from 3. Halliburton 20 points already. This guy's a clutch player. Yeah.
Unbelievable. Wouldn't it be great? Indiana up 1, 15. Here's my dream scenario that could kind of get me over last night. 15 seconds left. Indiana up 1. Cleveland ball. Donovan Mitchell actually doesn't do a LeBron and pass the ball. Takes a shot. Air ball. Clanks it off the rim. Whatever. Misses. And Cleveland loses. And the great Donovan Mitchell chokes again. Oh, that would be nice. I'd be able to sleep a little bit better tonight. If I
You don't like that guy. I know. I don't.
I don't know why.
It.
I must have lost a bunch of bets when he was with Utah. But he does it. They don't win the big games. So, but I give him credit for trying tonight. At least he's out there, with his ankle injury. So
right.
But 65-64.
Winnipeg just went on a power play. I just want to let the viewers know. Yes, so it's 1 minute left in the first period. They are on the power play. If they don't score here in the end of the first, they get fresh ice to start the second. So be aware that we could be hearing the goal horn. If it's not here at the end of the first period, it might be at the beginning of the second.
All right. Red Sox 4-3 lead was short-lived. Now 6-4 Detroit. Top of the seventh inning. A lot of baseball left. 11.5 is your total. You know what? That's... Red Sox need to get 2 runs, so there's the 12. So the carrot's dangling out there. I actually like that. Both bullpens clearly in play. It's a bullpen by committee game for Detroit, so the Red Sox are not out of it. If you don't like, or take Boston, plus 620. Wow. Top of the seventh inning. You got 3 at-bats. You're down 2 runs, plus 620 against the Tigers bullpen. That's not bad. I
kind of like the under. I'm just saying. I'm not saying this just to say it against you. But I don't think the Red Sox score again. Yeah, I think the Tigers' bullpen is underrated. I really do. So unless the Red Sox run into one, I don't think they score again. So I think we'll stay under 6-4, 7-4 final and under 11.5. We got to mention it. The Mets are up 1-0, top of the sixth. The Pirates cannot score. The Pirates cannot score more than 4 runs. I think it's 18 games in a row. They are unable to score.
Really?
Senga,
wow.
Yes, they have been unable to. I think it's 18 games in a row, 4 runs or less, something like that. Yeah, cannot score.
It's just
so.
Even the Rockies score every once in a while.
4.5. Yeah, I know. Yeah,
they're not getting no hit, are they? No, they're not. Okay.
No.
Rockies were leading 1-0, but that didn't last long. 3-1 Texas.
Gone.
Yeah, that's gone.
Bye-bye.
We'll have some fun at the Rockies' expense next hour. Little truth or consequences with the Colorado Rockies for Dave. We'll do that next hour. No score Kansas City and Houston. That's good. Keep the under flowing there. Keep that thing flowing. I thought there were actually some live dogs tonight. Like, I don't like San Diego tonight. I did play the Cubs just because Miami is so bad, but I thought the pitching matchup was at least halfway decent with this Beloso dude for Miami. He's not that bad. 1-1 against the Cubbies.
Yeah. The price was right on the Cubs early. Wow, close 260. Yikes.
Yeah, it was.
So
monster.
What is it now? Yeah,
166.
Might be time to bet the Cubs. Might be time to bet the Cubs. 3-12 in the last 15 games for the Marlins. I know you said they're live, but might be time to bet the Cubs. Shorter number than the close, half the number than the close. I like doing that a lot, especially if you get to the bullpen of the other team quicker. We'll look at West Coast baseball, with Josh coming up next too. Perry was on it. You don't like the Padres tonight after the meltdown yesterday? I think they come back and cease pitches. That was just a bad. I saw your tweet last night, and I was going to get involved. And if you guys see us on the social and Twitter X at Opposite Picks, at Sports Beat Cake and Sig, sometimes and at SportsGrid tonight, especially for the poll. At what point, if you're the manager, do you go out there and say, "Hey, man, give me the ball"? After the third walk, at what point?
That was my issue. The guy didn't even have anybody warming up. I'm watching the game. You got a 2-run lead. You can see this guy doesn't have it. He's all over the place. And then crazy. Yeah, I'll explain why in a minute. Black Cloud coming up next.
Still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding it's a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I don't know what he was doing taking step-back threes at the end of that regulation when he's got bigs on him and he should be driving to the hole.
It's already bad enough that I'm playing with all these NBA and D1 studs that are unstoppable, and I'm the worst one there, and I can still ball with them. But if I start calling fouls, they'll revoke my privileges. Like, I man up when I play with them.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity. I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in-game live. Game day here on the grid. Scott and Dave, our number one final segment. You know what time it is. Time to open up that wallet, take out that extra buck, because we got the Black Cloud cannot lose play of the day. And even if you don't like this play, the evidence I'm going to give you is going to make you like it. Ah, yes, the black cloud. Where are we going to go, Dave? Forget the hockey, as that's underway already. Forget the second basketball game. How about, because we got that in the SGP, how about a little baseball? Could go back to San Diego, but again, I don't think they're going to win today. We'll talk about that in a little bit. How about the San Francisco Giants? Odd number last night against Arizona, and they lost, right? So now everyone's got to be betting Arizona because we have another odd number tonight. San Francisco, pick 'em. At home, pick 'em. They're 12-6 at home this year. That's evidence number one. They have their best pitcher on the hill, Robbie Ray. He's 5-0, folks, including 2-0 with an ERA under 2 at home. That's evidence number two. We got Brandon Pfaadt on the hill for the Diamondbacks. 6-2, not bad, right? So what's wrong with that? He faced the Giants one time last year. They lit him up like a cheap Christmas tree. How about 5 runs in 2 2/3 innings? That's number 3. We saved the best for last. Don't forget, good old Robbie Ray used to pitch for which team? The Arizona Diamondbacks. He's facing his former team. And I know what you're saying, Scott. That was in 2020. That was 5 years ago. He doesn't care about that now. Check your facts, folks. Because in 2021, he didn't face Arizona. 2022, he didn't face Arizona. 2023, he didn't face Arizona. 2024, he didn't face Arizona. This is his first game facing the team that he played 6 years with that ran him out of town. Oh, they can't lose tonight, San Francisco. They cannot lose. And you're getting them at Pick'em at home. Let's go, Giants.
Okay. That was well said, well thought out argument, just like you said in My Cousin Vinny, but I might have to say overruled, like the judge did in that movie. Pfaadt, right now, the National League wins leader at 6. He's 5-1 with a 2.60 ERA over his last 6 starts. This, though, he is 0-2 with a 3.68 ERA in 3 career starts against the Giants. So we might be on to something. The Giants are 12-14 in games decided by 2 runs or less. They're 12-4 in all the others. So let's get a couple runs early and then see what will happen. I mean, it was a good game last night, 2-1 final. Arizona beat the Giants. I thought the Giants were live yesterday. Have to think the Giants are live again today.
And, oh, by the way, I left one out. Robbie Ray, 5-0, right? But he's made 8 starts. Giants, 8-0 in all the starts this season.
Love that. I love that stat. I love to know what the team's record is in games started by that guy.
Me too.
Because there's just there's certain situations teams just hit when a guy's playing or when a guy's pitching. Yeah. It just happens. There's no measurement. You know, like if we had who'd we have on yesterday with the WUBA and the FIBA and the this and the that? I mean, there was a lot of Vecchio. It's Vecchio.
Vecchio.
You know, for a stat, maybe we could get why guy teams hit when certain pitchers pitch. Maybe there is. I don't know if there is, but I know you can see it in the betting. So that's good. Let's go Giants.
Right. Now, should they be favored? Or because Pfaadt's on the hill and he's pretty good. But I still think San Fran should be like minus 130 or so. I mean, Robbie Ray is on the hill. I mean, a little worried about that, but
it fluctuates, right? Like there may be people, bad guys that think the same as you and they'll bet it. Hasn't happened yet. Now the game's coming up at in an hour or so from now. So maybe that will flip. There's a couple books right now that are minus 110, minus 115 on the Diamondbacks. Those could flip. One limit play a lot of times will move that to the other side. But listen, if your model says they should be minus 130, maybe it's a play.
Yeah. I mean, in my brain, that's what it says.
Tied it, and it's 1-1.
Ooh, how about that? They did that last night too, though. So don't get too excited. But the walks are coming, apparently. So 1-1 Pittsburgh, and the Mets were decent-sized favorite today. Maybe too big.
Yep.
All right, Josh Ingles, Covers.com, joins us next here on the Grid.
still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding it's a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I don't know what he was doing taking step-back threes at the end of that regulation when he's got bigs on him and he should be driving to the hole.
It's already bad enough that I'm playing with all these NBA and D1 studs that are unstoppable, and I'm the worst one there, and I can still ball with them. But if I start calling fouls, they'll revoke my privileges. Like, I man up when I play with them.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back. It is In-Game Live Game Day here on the grid. Hour number 2. Boy, we are flying. A lot to get to. We got NBA, we got hockey, we got baseball. We got our Truth or Consequences old game show. Love game shows growing up. That we got to do with the Colorado Rockies with Dave. So we'll get to all that stuff. And some guests as well, including Cam Stewart in about 45 minutes. And our good buddy Josh Engels at Covers.com joins us now. Follow him on Twitter at Covers_Josh. What's going on, Josh? How are you today, bud?
Opening for Cam Stewart is my favorite gig in the industry by far. Just setting the table for Cam.
I love it. Well, that's the first order of business. We got to get out of the way. You got a nice list of plays, and we'll get to all that right now. Let's get the hockey out of the way. All right. We got 1-0 Dallas right now in the first period. I'll let you talk about that game in a second. But how do you feel right now as a Toronto guy? The series is tied 2-2. What do you think happens in Game 5 and going forward? Because it really felt like Florida took control of that series in Game 4.
Yeah, but like momentum's just a thing. The game starts again, and there's ways to talk about it. If you're a coach and Craig Berube's been around the block before, talking to the boys who have perpetually done this terrible thing where they fall apart. But if you told yourself going into the series, say you're 2-2 with home ice advantage in a best of 3 versus a team that's been to the Stanley Cup Finals in back-to-back years and a team who was basically like the 8th seed that the books crowned at like plus 600, plus 650 going into the playoffs, this is a good spot for them. They already planted that seed of doubt in Florida. Now you're starting to see the boys in Florida get a little greasier, a little chippier. You're seeing Matthew Tkachuk starting to do this one, which I don't think you're allowed to do in any games other than games 83 plus. The boys are a little worried, and Toronto's a legit team. I still think I was going into it. I believe it was Game 7, around the Game 7 St. Louis Winnipeg series around that time, the Dallas one, Colorado, that I thought the two best teams that should meet in the Stanley Cup playoffs were Dallas and Toronto. If Toronto has everything, I know, but Toronto has this thing, and the players don't usually embrace it as much, because if you do well in Toronto, you're a god. They make fun of you for bailing out and, like I said, perpetually failing. But if you do well, this is a city that will embrace you forever. If you want your name to be put up there, if you want to have some lineage, if you want to put your name on a cup or anything close to it, your path goes through Florida, and you get a chance to knock off the best. This won't be an asterisk. Toronto Maple Leafs got to the finals because it was an all-Canadian conference during COVID or something like that. You get to beat the best. You get to be the best. It's there for you. Just effing take it.
Yeah. Good for you, Josh. Unlike me, as a Celtic fan that's waving the white flag and saying the season is over. There you go. Stay positive. Don't be like me.
Right? Like, your cuppeth runneth over. You're okay, bud. We haven't had one in a long time.
That's true. That is true. All right, Dallas 1-0 tonight over Connor Hellebuck. I didn't see the goal. Dave and I obviously doing the show. I don't know if it was a soft goal or not. I don't know what's happened to him, but Dallas is leading again. Where are you going to go with this one? They're minus 330 favorites now, plus 240 on the other side with Winnipeg after one.
I'm not in like the 49% of bettors apparently who are now the handle of live betting. Isn't that, Dave? Like, isn't that a crazy thing to realize that like the handle for the books now is 50% live betting, paying more tax and paying, and like not even having the time to take a look to see if those numbers are right. Oh, it's just a snap bet. I got nothing. I'm all in beforehand. I got that Michael Granlund point. He scored the goal. It was a softie. Made a good move off the blue line. Still beat Hellebuck just inside the blue line. You can't let that one in, especially with his track record right now on the road. I'm sure it's just like ad nauseum, people talking about it. But the guy's let in 20 goals on the road through 4 playoff games. It's bad. Like a 666 goals against, a save percentage of 767, somewhere around there, heading into the playoffs, or heading into this game on the road. It's been a tough grind. And you talk to Winnipeg fans, you laugh at Toronto fans who are maybe lying to themselves. Winnipeg fans are like, no, Connor Hellebuck's fine. He's okay.
Don't do it. Let it go. Let it go. Let's switch the mode to baseball. Yankees at Seattle. All right. We talked to Perry, and he said this was a live night for Seattle. The way the Yankees are hitting right now, I wish I was coaching them like you coaching your baseball team. Just get in there, kids, and hit the ball over the fence. It's easy. Is it easy tonight to just say the Yankees win the game? What do you got in the Yankees and Mariners game?
I will take any pitcher in the MLB under 17.5 outs at plus 160 or better. Especially a guy like Brian Wu, who he's gone over this in every start. I believe he's made 7 starts. I get that. But this is still a guy who only throws 90 pitches. You have to be so efficient to get to that mark, to get through 6 innings. And there's so many paths for the under. You can have 125 pitch inning that just absolutely sinks you. Yes, on the other hand, you can have a 9-pitch inning to bail you out. But plus 170, you're talking like ugly money line dog bet for something that, I don't know, right now the projection is like 17.6. Will it hit at 50%? No, but it's not even money. Plus 170, woo, I like it. One of the most efficient pitchers, but there's buy points for anything, especially in the playoffs and hockey. I mean, plus 195 for a money line, you got to take it. But plus 170, you don't see them too often. The books will usually move it to 18, so they don't have that 70-point risk there. And no one's betting minus 200 on the under 18.5, and it's through that key number. But I'll take it. It's a sweat, but you finally get a good offense versus it in the Yankees.
All right, how about Max Fried on the other side?
Oh, Max Fried. Efficient. Talk about efficient. This entire late slate might have some of the most efficient pitchers in all of baseball. You want to talk efficient? Brandon Pfaadt is one of the guys that I don't care what his price is. If I can get his under 1.5 walks at minus 110 or better, that's my first look every 5 days. I think he's like 3.4 pitches per plate appearance, one of the best in baseball over the last 2 seasons. Guys just see him and they think they can hit him, and guess what? They don't. Fried is kind of in that same boat, but he's kind of electric right now. He's just not getting a lot, and they might stretch him out. They might not. There are some paths for under, so I do like his under markets. I do like his under hits, so I'm on some of his under hits today. 4.5 at plus money earlier this morning. Outside of that, not too much on the side.
Did that say Soriano hits under tonight in San Diego for the Angels?
Yeah.
But it's 4.5. He's usually a 4.5 guy. It was 5.5 this morning, Dave. It was 130 And now it's gone to even money. The even money still showed value. Yes, it's a tough matchup in San Diego, but this is a guy who's kind of struggling, who's not making 6, who's not making 18 outs. If he can get through 85 pitches and the Angels are like, okay, we finally got a good start out of you right now, and you didn't walk 4 guys in tonight, then we might settle with it. But I think it's good to even money. 5.5 is a big number for a guy who's usually at 4.5. Why is he at 4.5? Because he's about an 85 to 90 pitch count pitcher.
All right, we got about 30 seconds. You want to throw any other plays out there?
How about Toronto Stanley Cup champions? Can we talk about?
Wow.
I still think they're the best. I think tomorrow's game's going to be a great spot. I think the books have overvalued Florida. Take Toronto, dog, home. I think you get a big game. Joseph Wall had a great game. They didn't get him to win. They blew a great Wall appearance. But tomorrow, Leafs back in it, and then Game 7 at home to wrap it up, boys.
All right, Josh Ingles, Covers.com. Check out all his work. Thanks, Josh.
All right, cheers.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
Two guys that can do it all. It's
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
Anyone that's been to a sporting event, the atmosphere before a game, I think Game Time Decisions has that same exact atmosphere. This is our arena. This is what we do. There is going to be an energy to Game Time Decisions that you will feel night in and night out. The excitement you get when you lock your bets in, when you're figuring out what you want to do, we can zone in on the biggest games each night. I want this to be the place that people come to before the games start so they feel as ready as possible to lock in their cards. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions to get that new information, react to it, and be able to then bet accordingly. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune into Game Time Decisions from 6 to 8 p.m. Eastern on SportsGrid.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day on the Grid. 14 past hour number 2 of our 2-hour extravaganza. A little NBA, a little NHL, a little baseball. We'll do our poll question here in a moment. Just checking some of the Twitter stuff, Dave. John Ewing tweets out. He covers the kind of gambling scene there in Vegas. I don't know if you know him or not, but tweeted out that a bettor at BetMGM wagered $2,000 on Aaron Judge to hit 400 for the season. I mean,
wow.
You could
What are the odds on
175 to 1. It would pay 175 to 1. You can bet on
Damn.
anything, right? I mean, he's not hitting 400, Aaron Judge. Just
I don't
please.
think so, but I'll tell you what. I mean, I got some numbers here from MLB. Let me see if I can find them while we're talking. I got Judge numbers. He's 9 for 17 and 2 homers, 6 ribbies for the first 4 games of the West Coast trip. Where's his batting average? I had a stat. I can't find it right now. I'll see if I can find it. But he is on pace to lead all 3 categories and win a Triple Crown. That's actually a legitimate bet. I don't know if him hitting
That
400.
He might do.
Right.
He
He might
do
actually do that. Yeah.
Yeah. But he's not hitting 400. Unless, now I'm sure there's stipulations, right? But he's hitting 414 now. Let's say tonight he blows out his knee. He's done for the rest of the season. He's hitting 414. Hit 400. Give him my money.
Yeah,
Got
but
to
that
be a
doesn't
requirement of how
qualify.
many at bats, right?
Right? Yeah. Right. Yeah. I don't think that'll qualify. I don't think he has enough
Well, it
at
won't
bats.
qualify for Major League Baseball. But if I made that bet at BetMGM, listen, the bet is will he hit 400 in 2025? He hit 400 in 2025. It's not my fault he only had 150 at bats. There's got to be some stipulation.
There's got to
He's
be a
have at least
stipulation.
500 at bats. Yeah,
I would think so.
I'd
would
I'd
think
fight
those.
that
You
thing.
have to when you write those bets like that, you have to have the stipulations both on the sheet and in the house rules. So
Yeah.
I'm sure it's on there. We'll have to find that out. I don't know if you want to hit it now, Vinny, but I mean you can hit the goal horn when you get a second because the game is tied. It's 1-1.
Wow.
Yes,
How about
Winnipeg
that?
tied the game while we were talking about all that baseball. And they're on the power play right now. So it's 1-1, 14 minutes to go. We have
scored,
what you would expect. A desperate team. Yes, I will get you the goal. Was scored by, hold on one second. It was
Healers.
Yep.
Just third.
You have them?
Yep.
No.
No.
Oh, okay.
No going. All right. All right. Nothing.
I thought you.
Go back to the Mets game.
No, I was
Go back
hoping
to
you
the
had a
Mets
bet on him. I was hoping you had a bet on him.
No, I did not.
Pacers.
So all right, so 1-1.
86 for the Cleveland, as you like to call them, cadavers. 9 minutes to go. 87.
Wow.
86. Back and forth. Cavaliers are now again favored. -1.5. -125 on the money line. One of those situations, man. This one's coming down to the end. Although as the Pacers
9
just
minutes.
knocking it to 89-86. Flipped it right to Pacers -0.5. Here we go. Back and forth, baby. Might have to put on the basketball game.
Wouldn't the NBA be so much better if every game was like this instead of blowouts or 25 combined points
Every
in a
game
quarter?
can't be like this, Scott.
Maybe not every game, but two out
I
of 3 should be. It's the postseason.
I know, but these guys
I don't get how you have all these
guys are
blowouts.
human. These guys are human. Things happen. Guys get hurt. Different things. You can't have every game like this. I think we have to take the joy in watching when we get a game like this, let alone a betting opportunity to kind of try to work both sides a little bit, sit back and watch it. But even if you're not betting it, it's fun to watch games like this. It's not fun to watch the blowouts. I agree 100%. They can't control it, though.
Yeah. 176 is your total. One thing I've noticed is, when you have a game total of 230, boy, they are so reluctant to drop that number down. There was a game, I forget which one it was. Me and Joe Madden on Saturday kept on bringing it up. It doesn't make sense. They're looking for 60-point totals in quarters, and you're not getting that. One of the games, Saturday or Sunday. And it's kind of the same thing here. Like, they're so reluctant, Dave, to say, all right, you're not going to get a 60-point quarter like we thought we would. We haven't had a 60-point quarter. You're getting 50-point quarters if you're lucky in this game. So I said it before. I still like the under. You got we'll just say 180 points. You need 40 points in the next 8 minutes. Again, that's a 60-point on average quarter. You haven't had that. So I like the under again. Now the Pacers by 3.
91-88. Yeah, 221.5 is the total. Quick note from our producer, Matty G. Perry hit his DeAndre Hunter points prop. Was 9.5. He now has 12 points. So that one's already over. So good for him there. That's good with a lot of time left, too. Those are always fun.
Poll question.
The Mets went ahead of Mets went ahead of the Pirates 2-1. That's just a quick update. Beatty hit a home run. What is the updated poll numbers?
All right, poll question was, now that Pete Rose, Joe Jackson, and all the others are eligible to be inducted into the Hall of Fame, should they be? Not will they, but should they be? Yes, both, 70%. No, both, only 8%. Yes on Rose, no on Jackson, which I find a little strange. Actually, no, that would make sense because he fixed games to lose, and that's a little different. 15.7%, and then yes on Jackson, but no on Rose. That's the one that's a little weird at 6%. But an overwhelming number of people think he should be in.
I mean, it's hard to argue, really. Everything is sponsored by gambling. There's sports books in baseball ballparks. There's everything. I mean, is talking about it. It might be hypocritical to say, you got to keep these guys out, but they were part of the game. They're not betting on the game from outside. I don't know. But again, thank you for voting in the poll. Tag us, all that other stuff at SportsGrid, at SportsBCakeandSig, at Opposite Picks. It's all right there.
Yeah, keep voting. We'll update that at least one more time before we'll check out the baseball on the other side.
Still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding it's a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I don't know what he was doing taking step-back threes at the end of that regulation when he's got bigs on him and he should be driving to the hole.
It's already bad enough that I'm playing with all these NBA and D1 studs that are unstoppable, and I'm the worst one there, and I can still ball with them. But if I start calling fouls, they'll revoke my privileges. Like, I man up when I play with them.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
The two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day on the grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 2. So we got a hockey game, we got an NBA game, and we got a slew of MLB baseball games. So update the hockey, no change, still 1-1. They're in the second period. NBA is the one that's really got us going now. 5.5 minutes left. Indiana leading, once down by as many as 19, leading by 2. 96-94, 5:47 to be exact left. Now they're actually favorites for the first time this game. Minus 178 I'm guessing they scored another bucket because it's going even higher now. Minus 180, plus 140 on the other side. Yep, 98-94. Indiana leading by 4. Wow. All right, and then we got a bunch of baseball games here, Dave, going on. How are our Rockies doing? We're going to get into Colorado next segment. The boys from Colorado trailing 3-1. All right. That under, right on pace.
What
right
they're supposed to
cue.
be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, we don't want to be like Colorado and make fun of them when they win as they fired their manager, Bud Black, after a win. We want to make fun of them, you know, when they're obviously losing. So they're right on cue there, Colorado. Way to go, boys. Kansas City 1-0 over Houston.
That's a good
KC,
score
one
for
of our
baseball.
5 on the line plays tonight. Not
Yes.
bad.
Good score for baseball. Well, you got me with this basketball. I mean, I got to admit, I was locked into the hockey, and it's 1-1, and we'll keep an eye on that because that's the second period. But we got to shift away from the hockey and watch this basketball. It's 98-97. Oh, and then a Pacers 3. It's 101-97 Pacers now. Wow. All right, they're 3.5-point favorites. This might end, you know, as you said. What other baseball game? The Red Sox tied it up while we were talking to Josh before. It's 6-6 in the bottom of the 8th.
There you go. Over
The
12.5 hits.
Mets are ahead of the Pirates. I can't. It just keeps coming up in my feed. The Rangers are still under. They're leading 3-1. Kansas City, good score for baseball, 1-0. That's good. All right.
How about the Cubbies?
The pace.
Cubbies down 3-2, plus 186. I told you Miami was live today. I knew it.
You
Shouldn't
did.
have bet the Cubs.
You did. I know.
Shouldn't have bet them.
I know. Yeah,
I
well,
knew that.
I thought in game it was a good bet when they were down 1-0, and they tied it, and then they didn't, and now we're sweating that one. Yeah.
Reds down 1-0
White
with
Sox.
Abbott on the hill.
Right. White Sox leading the Reds. It's early now.
I like that Andrew
They
Abbott.
must have had a rain delay. 4-0. It's only in the 4th inning. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Right. Because that should
Yeah.
start around 7:30, 8:30.
Correct.
Yeah. Like 7:30. Yeah. So, all right. You got the Royals leading, right? So think about the teams you have at home that are getting odds. Reds are still favored, but so we'll throw that out. Houston at home getting odds plus 134. The Cubbies at home getting odds plus 158. The Toronto Blue Jays at home getting 470. And the Tigers at home pick them against the Red Sox. 4 teams. Pretty good teams all at home, all losing. Well, Red Sox and Tigers are tied. Want to bite on any of those?
Tigers. For me, it's Tigers right there. That would be the one. Wow, the Pacers are opening up a lead here. This is crazy. I haven't really been focused on this series at all. It is pretty impressive to see what the Pacers are doing here down the stretch. There's just under the 4-minute mark. And yeah, it's 104-97. Just when you thought like taking 4 or 4.5 was a good bet with the Cavs, you're in serious jeopardy of not covering that.
Yeah.
It's just the end of these games in the NBA, I say it, I've been saying it for years. It is crazy the variance that you can get in the end of an NBA game. From the 5-minute mark down. Incredible.
Even now, look at they're down 7. I'm going to assume that score is right. And maybe it can't be because now Indiana, where Cleveland's getting 8-1 with 3 minutes left at home.
Yeah.
8-1. Wow.
Well, they're on a free throw line. Yeah.
When they went into halftime only down 4, Dave, that's when I knew that Indiana was going.
You were right.
Yeah.
You were right.
They had all the momentum in the world. They went into that locker room saying, man, we were down 19. We were getting blown out. We were looking at game 6. Cleveland, and we're only down 4 now. So,
yep.
All right, truth or dare, truth or consequences with Colorado with the Rockets when we come back.
still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding it's a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I don't know what he was doing taking step-back threes at the end of that regulation when he's got bigs on him and he should be driving to the hole.
It's already bad enough that I'm playing with all these NBA and D1 studs that are unstoppable, and I'm the worst one there, and I can still ball with them. But if I start calling fouls, they'll revoke my privileges. Like, I man up when I play with them.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take.
Ka-ching!
Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day on the Grid. Scott and Dave, hour number 2. Time for a little truth or dare with the Colorado Rockies. But first, let me update the scores here, the main games. Hockey, it's still 1-1, late second period. Really, the story to me here is Dallas only has 9 shots on goal, and there's 5 minutes left to go in the second period. I mean, that's not what you want to do against Collar Hellebuck on the road, right? You want to pepper this guy with 5,000 shots, let him choke it away, but that is not the case. So 1-1 in the second. Like I said, 5 minutes left to go there. And then in the NBA, that must have a timeout. 105-97, Indiana leading with 2 minutes and change left to go at Cleveland as they try and wrap up that series at 4-1.
Tough to be a Cleveland fan, Scott. I mean, it is tough to be a fan of like a couple teams right now, Chicago White Sox being one, but Cleveland is just another one where you're just like, man, I mean, we had the best record in the league. That's probably the coach of the year. Everything's set up perfectly, and then a couple injuries, and they're going to get smoked here. And Indiana looks like they're going to win this game on Cleveland's home court. Boy, that's a bummer for them. But we have to do this. You did excellent work here with this Colorado Rockies. Like, who? Yes. There's no other show going this deep on the Colorado Rockies, not even in Denver.
Yes. Not even KOA is showing that much interest in the Colorado Rockies, right? So, all right, I'm going to throw out a stat, figure, trend. You tell me if it's really true or not in the Colorado Rockies for this season, all right? All right, first one. Truth or dare, truth or consequences. Bill Mullen, I think was his name, with the guy with the glasses. Looked a little goofy, but liked the show anyway. The Colorado Rockies are on pace to set the worst record in Major League Baseball history right now.
Yes, true. I'll say true.
That is
Answer. True. Yes.
True.
All right. Good.
They're 7-33. And they're on pace for a 28-136 record. We'll take 2 losses off at 134. 28 wins, which would obliterate the record set just last year by the White Sox, who got only 41 wins, Dave. How crazy. That's how bad they are. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
All right, so that's true.
That's simply unbelievable. Yes. What's the next one?
Number 2. The Rockies in 20 road games have just 2 wins.
I'll say this is true because it can't be more than 3 or 4. Yes, 2 for 2.
It is true. 2 for 2. They are 2-18 on the road, and they're on pace again to get only 13 road wins, which would also obliterate the record for fewest road wins in a season, which is 17 by your Pirates in 2010 and Vinny's Mets in 1963. So both of you guys would be able to exercise some demons if the Rockies can continue to lose. All right, pick number 3 or statement number 3 on the Colorado Rockies. How bad are they? They have the worst shutout loss in Major League Baseball history when they lost 21-0 to San Diego this year.
I'll say this is false. I think there was a worse actually shutout loss. Hello, we're rolling.
That is
right
true.
now.
That is true. As bad as that was, that is not rock bottom in Major League Baseball history. There was a team, the Chicago Cubs, that lost 22-0 to Pittsburgh Pirates in 1975.
Yes.
How about that? Little Willie Stargell action, I guess that would be, right?
Yes.
All right, but still 21. They lost 21-0. Wow. I think that was a home game too. All right, number 4. They lost a 3-game series this year to a team in which they were shut out in all 3 games.
I mean, can this actually be true? I think it is. I think it is true. Hard to believe. Yes!
Yes. They were shut out by the Padres 8-0, 2-0, and 6-0 in mid-April.
Right.
Can you imagine going 3 games without scoring 1
Yes.
run?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
It hurts.
That is like... All right. They have 396 strikeouts right now heading into tonight's game. They're on pace to set the record for most strikeouts by a team in a season.
I'll say this is true. They can't hit anything.
False.
All
They
right,
do
we
have
finally got one
396.
more. Right?
Yeah, they're on pace for 1,564, which would be 100 less than the 1,654 the Minnesota Twins had 2 seasons ago.
Wow. Okay.
I don't remember that Twins team being that bad, but I guess so. That's a lot of strikeouts.
Yeah, that's a lot of strikeouts. It's a lot of swing and misses. Yep.
Yeah. All right. Number 6. This is what I think this is my favorite one that I came up with for you. They have 5 players hitting above 225.
Total? That's it?
Total. 225.
I'll say this is true. The way you're asking this question, I'll say this is true.
Yeah,
true.
This is true. True.
This is true.
Forget about 300. Forget about 275 or even 250. 225. They got 5 stinking players.
This is the Mendoza line. You remember the 220 Mendoza line? That's what they called it back in the day. It was 220. You couldn't be in the big leagues if you didn't hit 220. They got 5 guys hitting over 225. What?
5 guys. All right, last one. ERA, the Mendoza line, the mark of a good ERA is 3, right? So they have just 2 pitchers, whose ERA is below 3.
Including relievers and stuff?
Yes.
I'll say this is false. Come on. True.
True. They got 17 pitchers with an ERA of 3.24, as a matter of fact, or higher. They got 2 pitchers that are just pitching mediocre. Everyone else above.
It's incredible.
So they are bad.
That is
We
incredible.
got the 5 true and 2 falses thrown in there. I mean, they really are. They're on pace to be, by far. I mean, it's going to pick up, right? I mean, I'm not like 500. They're going to win some games, right? I mean,
I don't know, Scott. I really don't know. Like, it's one of those situations. I mean, they let the manager go and the bench coach, and I don't know what you can do to fix this. They've been bad. They're in the best division in baseball. They've played a lot of games against those teams, but they still have a bunch left. They don't win on the road. They still got to play, almost three-quarters of the games on the road. I mean, it doesn't look like there's no fix.
How high of a line do you think we'll get? Rockies, we'll say Dodgers with Glass now on the or pick a really, really good team.
Yamamoto.
Yankees, maybe they played
Yamamoto.
Yeah.
That's just minus 400 to start. Might be minus
right.
5 by the time the game goes. Yeah, it might be.
Right.
We might open it at that. Yeah.
Jeez,
do we have to hit the horn, boys, before Cam Stewart gets in here? Do we have to hit the horn? 2-1, Dallas Stars being completely outshot. Granlund gets a goal. It's now 2-1, and here we go, boys. This is gonna be a fun sweat the rest of the way. 45 seconds left in the period. Winnipeg out shooting them 20-12, and it looks like, well, I don't want to say it, Dallas will have the lead going into the third period at home with a chance to take a stranglehold on the series 3-1. Hello. Good watch going in.
How about that?
Yeah.
Granlund. They pronounce it Granlund? Grunlund? Second on the game.
Yep.
Third on the season. 2-1. Wow.
Unreal.
Final seconds. 22 seconds left in the NBA. And it's not looking good for the Pacers. Or for the Cavaliers. Down 9.
Still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I don't know what he was doing taking step-back threes at the end of that regulation when he's got bigs on him and he should be driving to the hole.
It's already bad enough that I'm playing with all these NBA and D1 studs that are unstoppable, and I'm the worst one there, and I can still ball with them. But if I start calling fouls, they'll revoke my privileges. Like, I man up when I play with them.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. It is over in Cleveland, 114-105. Indiana Pacers win. They win the series 4-1. Await the winner of the Knicks and Celtics. Game goes under. Obviously, the cover for Indiana. They win outright. And the game went under all the numbers that I told you. Keep playing the under. No, we did it by 1.5 points, but it did go under the 220, the last one we gave you. So we'll put that aside. Good news, bad news, I suppose, for our next guest, Cam Stewart. As well, actually, it was bad news because I was going to say Toronto had taken the lead over Tampa Bay. They did, but they blew that, Cam. And now apparently they're down as Tampa Bay hits a grand slam in the top of the 9th inning.
Okay,
Nice job by your Blue Jays
Blue
tonight.
Jays, let's play ball. Yeah, let's say, Tommy, this team will put me in orbit. They go into Seattle and sweep the Mariners. Oh, everything's going to be okay. And then you piss away a lead against Tampa Bay. Classic Blue Jays. That's what they do.
At home.
I'm going to tell you, they're doing that at home. It's like, Dave, I still can't shake that day off where they blew the 8-1 lead against Seattle and the kid cried home. Dad, what happened? What? Because, son, Toronto teams just will always let you down in the end. I got to tell you, the more kids like bawling watching the Blue Jays lose to Seattle. Epic comeback. I was there. Know what it is, Dave? I've learned about this team and Scott. Bet them as dogs. When they shouldn't win, they win. When they should win, they lose. Gabe and I talked about this on the show too. It's not all John Schneider's fault, but we got to mix things up here. Like Charlie Montoyo was actually a better manager. He's gone. This guy's around. I get it. You played with these guys in New Hampshire and in the farm systems. Like, you know these players from the minor leagues, but I would kind of like to see Don Mattingly, the bench coach, take over or somebody else because we're just a middling team. You need changing. Yeah, Don Mattingly's their bench coach, by the way, guys, for all you New Yorkers out there. Yeah, he's sitting there. So that's kind of, I think that's kind of a no-brainer. But, hey, I'm not in the general manager's meetings with the Blue Jays. But we'll see what happens, Scott. They'll let you down. Hey, I wish the Leafs were playing tonight because if the Jays lose, the Leafs usually win. You never get both. But kudos to the Pacers.
I was going to ask you that tonight, Dallas going into the third period was leading 2-1. If you had a side or total prior to the game, or you have a side or total in that game, and then we had Josh Ingles on earlier from Covers, and he said one of his favorite things to do was to open for you. Yeah. And I asked him this question.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Great.
Actually.
He was awesome. Yeah. He was awesome.
Guy's living on a golf course. I'm gonna hit that guy up. Yeah, Josh is a good dude.
Yeah, he said that he feels really good about Toronto, and if you would have asked Toronto tied 2-2 before the series with home ice, they would have taken it. He said he thinks they're live and they're going to win tomorrow. What do you think?
I do too. Gabe does too. I'm just disappointed because if they find a way to win game 3, every game matters, Dave. And you know this from hockey, Scott. We're all hockey guys here at SportsGrid. And I remember when St. Louis won the Cup and they got stronger and stronger as the series progressed because even when they lost, they hurt people because they had big physical players on their team like David Perron and all these other guys. But the Leafs don't play that style. They're a finesse team. So they need to take care of business when they do. Because I'm watching Carolina. They look amazing. I'm watching all these. Hell, the Edmonton Oilers right now, Dave.
Wow.
I think you and Gabe drunk on a beer league could have played with Vegas last night. That was almost as embarrassing as Toronto versus. Actually, it was worse than Toronto versus Florida. That effort by Vegas was pathetic. And I feel bad for Pietrangelo. He's obviously getting murdered out there, but somebody else on this team step it up. And we talk about it. It's age. They're an old team. I think Toronto beats Florida as well. I just don't they got to take care of their business and they got to learn how to step on people's throats. That's what Carolina does in games. That's why they're a real good hockey team. The Oilers are starting to figure it out, but I'm taking the Leafs tomorrow. I'm not sure about the total in the game. By the way, guys, just an update. My buddy who covers the team, Stolar's back on the ice for 40 minutes today. He looks pretty good. If there is a game 7, a possibility, probably not, but he'll probably be ready for the next series right now. He's skating with the team.
All right. What do you like OKC and Denver just tipping off the OKC a solid 10-point favorite?
OKC 23. We're going to cover the number, alternate line. I think Oklahoma City wipes these guys up, Sharman style. Yeah, hey, kudos to the Pacers. Gabe and I took the spread, and this was a great lesson in gambling again. I'm like, if we think they can play with Cleveland, why did we just put some on the series price? But I was just thinking about winners and you know what I mean? And we got that spread pick. But kudos to all the people that bet the Indiana Pacers. They're an exciting basketball team. I love their style. Sorry, Cleveland. This is Cleveland, big letdowns. I know the injuries were there, but you got to still take care of business. Other people have to step up. I think Oklahoma City, they could lose this game, but if they beat Denver tonight, which I think they do, I think they blow them out. I think they can win by 20 plus tonight. That's my opinion.
We talked about the Angels and the Padres last night and really liked the Padres last night. And then the bullpen came in and melted down. I mean,
Isn't that
just
the
a
black
bad
cloud
loss.
shot? That's what you get for playing minus 210s on your black cloud.
It got us. It got us.
The guy had covered.
I'm
he
jackass,
closed
right? I
20
mean, I was
straight
just a
games.
bad
This
joke.
Suarez dude.
Boy,
He
I know.
had closed
First
20
one,
straight saves
First one.
until last
I
night.
can tell you something about baseball, and the boys here in New York, they know it. Just blind bet a team that's down in the seventh inning when the bullpen comes in. Like, you know what I mean? A lot of the time, like, how many games are blown 7th, 8th, 9th? All the time. Look at the Jays game tonight.
Yeah.
Like, and you get crazy numbers. It's just like no lead is safe. It's just a wild sport. You said it, Scott. Like, that's what I like about one of my books. Like, when these guys are up, like they pay you for like wins, and then you can come back on the other team. In hockey, it's 3 goals. Hell, it used to be 14 points in football. They're like, whoa. How many people have like a 2-touchdown lead? They were giving away money. So they had to make it more. But that's a lot of the time. Gabe and I are in the same book. And if we're up multiple runs, we'll get the win and then we'll come back with the other side. But I'll tell you, these bullpens are just, I don't know, who can you trust, Dave? Like what team, I guess, do you say when you're going at the end of the game, you go, I don't worry as much. The Jays, I worry all the time.
Up until last night, it was San Diego. They had the number one bullpen in baseball. Yeah. It was. And now.
What about Cleveland with Clase? He's
doing pretty good. Doing pretty good. Arizona and the Giants are playing tonight. Those are both above average bullpens. Do you like a side in that game? Because that is the Black Cloud play of the night tonight.
I like Arizona slightly, and sorry, Scott. Sorry, geez. Mike Mush is back in that. I don't love the game. I like Seattle as a dog against the Yankees, but I really like Oklahoma City. That's my favorite bet on the board.
Be careful with the golf. Rain in the forecast all week down in North Carolina.
No worries, Scott. I got lots of stuff for you tomorrow, buddy.
Still underdogs at home, on the road, and all of these games. It's time for people to start understanding a legitimate team that has a chance not only to win the series against Cleveland, but also maybe even go all the way to the NBA Finals.
I think a lot of the focus has been on why the Cavs have not played particularly well. A lot of that is due to injury, of course, but I think that's taking too much credit away from what the Pacers have done.
Newswire. Only on SportsGrid.
Malaysia Fawali, who you guys know I am a huge fan, has decided to switch allegiances and stay in league. And now she's going to go play for Kim Mulkey. Her, Flau'jae Johnson in the backcourt. It's going to be interesting to watch. You wonder sometimes with roster construction, maybe too much is not too good.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I don't know what he was doing taking step-back threes at the end of that regulation when he's got bigs on him and he should be driving to the hole.
It's already bad enough that I'm playing with all these NBA and D1 studs that are unstoppable, and I'm the worst one there, and I can still ball with them. But if I start calling fouls, they'll revoke my privileges. Like, I man up when I play with them.
Pharrell Coast to Coast. Only on SportsGrid.
Two guys that can do it all.
Too much electricity this morning.
This is a good time. We're having a lot of fun.
I had to do a triple take. Ka-ching! Why? Because of parity.
I didn't mean to offend.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Load management is a dirty word.
Let him rip.
You know what? Circumstances provide the results.
What? How do you do this one?
Oh, Donnie, you got such a good show there.
A network that is booming.
The Early Line. Only on SportsGrid.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Thanks again. Cam Stewart takes over along with Gabe Morency at the top of the hour for the next two here on SportsGrid Radio, SportsGrid TV. So, yeah, rain in the forecast for all week. I don't know how that's going to mess things up. Hopefully they can get the tournament in. I'll say real quickly also about San Diego, Dave. Here's why I said I'd be careful with them tonight. Their closer, who stunk out the joint, first blown save in 20 straight save opportunities dating back to last year. Naturally, we needed him. But he threw 33 pitches. So I don't know if they would bring him back after throwing 33. He didn't pitch the day before, so maybe, but you might be going into a game with San Diego without your closer. And if that's the case, that's a stay away from me. That's an absolute, especially when you have a closer who's really good, like he is until last night. But that's why I'm a little reluctant to lay the 2-1 on San Diego tonight.
I would be more inclined to bet it because they're going to get enough runs where they wouldn't have to use the closer. So I wouldn't worry about that as much. But that's a good betting angle a lot of times to stay off of a favorite. It makes perfect sense. No scoring Yankees Mariners, top of the second, 0-0. Guess who's leading in San Francisco? I just looked. Hit refresh.
Arizona.
3-0 Arizona.
3-0?
First inning. Suarez doubled the left field, 2 runs scored. Or no, Corbin Carroll scored on that one. And then Josh Naylor hit a single and knocked in both Suarez and Randall Krichik. So 3-0.
5 hits.
5
hits already.
It's still the
Robbie
first inning.
Ray.
Yeah. Not good. Still the top of the first. I mean, when do you go get Robbie Ray? That's the thing.
Now.
Like, I mean,
Get him out now. He stinks. Bum. Put him next to Jason Tatum. Throw him away. Done. We're done with you, Robbie Ray. Isn't that Hannah Montana's father's name, Robbie Ray? Get him out. Go back
Robbie
to your
Ray.
TV show at Hannah Montana. Miley Cyrus. For those that
Did
don't
you
know.
watch that?
I did.
Did you watch that?
Well,
Was on at our
kids
house
did.
a lot. Yeah, the kids.
Yeah.
My
bad
daughters
show.
had it on in the house a lot. Yeah, wasn't bad. No, wasn't bad
Not a
at
bad
all.
little show.
There was a lot of TV. Think about all the TV that you watched with the kids while they were
Right.
home and watching. Like I used to talk about it at the book all the time. I mean, between the Blues Clues and the different things when
Blues
they were little.
Clues, great one.
Oh,
yeah,
wow,
great
that
one.
was strong. Yeah.
Yeah.
There was
What
a
was the
couple
one with
others I can't
the little girl? They had that. The kids loved the opening theme song to it.
Dora the Explorer. Dora
the Explorer. Look at you. Very nice. Huh?
Yeah.
Does this guy still have it or what?
He
Yes.
still got it.
Dora the Explorer.
got it.
Yeah.
I'm
Love
kind
those
of happy that I
shows.
don't have to watch that stuff anymore, although it would give me nostalgia to watch it because it was really, I spent a lot of time with the kids. Speaking of kids, mine are on the way home from back east. They were stuck in St. Louis when we started the show. So I'll be at the Vegas airport tonight picking up my daughters. Time flies, brother. Time flies. When you get older, it softens you up, makes you get choked up. Different things, thinking about the kids. I can't wait to see them. When they go away for college, you miss the day-to-day. You still get the FaceTime and different things. And they watch the show. They watch the show sometimes. They laugh at you. They laugh at me. And they're like, what are you guys talking about all the time? I'm like, listen, we bang out 2 hours of a show, and it's pretty damn good. I'm pretty proud of it. So, and the boys in the back do a great job. It's just, it's fun. It's fun. I hope you guys at home are enjoying this stuff as much as we are doing it. I really do.
Yeah. Don't take it too seriously. Don't gamble too much on this stuff, because ultimately, you guys know one of my favorite sayings: nobody beats the boys in Vegas, right? They just don't. You have your good streaks, and then hopefully that can kind of outweigh the bad streaks. But it is a lot of fun. I think
it does.
I think
It pays for the
covers
oil
tonight.
changes.
Yes,
you think Denver covers?
Exactly.
All right.
I think Denver covers tonight.
I'm with Cam.
Winnipeg is done.
I think Oklahoma City covers and wins big. I think Dallas wins. I'm dressed in this Dallas stuff, North Stars stuff, stars, whatever. Dallas is a legit threat to win the Stanley Cup. Wouldn't have said that like 2 weeks ago. You know, I thought they were going to lose to Colorado, and now they're the legit threat to win the Stanley Cup.
Team that was playing the worst in hockey. What did they lose? 7 or was it 8? I think it was even 8 in a row heading into the postseason.
It's unreal.
Amazing. All right, Cam and Gabe
Good
coming
job,
up next.
boys.
Talk to you tomorrow, folks.